Peter, first of all, do you want more than words from the Pope, from the Vatican?
Well, children need more than words around the world. He has an opportunity now to make such a historic impact on this. And every Catholic around the world and every Catholic parish around the world on Easter Sunday, this would be my hope, should know that their priest has never sexually assaulted a child. And we cannot say that at all.
But how do we know that? I mean, how would Catholics know that?
In the United States, if you've sexually assaulted a child, under canon law, but just for the United States, you cannot practice as a priest. You have to be removed from ministry. But that law is only in the United States.
And you want to see it worldwide?
It has to be. Why is it acceptable in the United States but nowhere else? But what the Vatican has tried to do over the years is to say, this is just a problem in the United States. And I cannot tell you how pleased I am to be here, finally, and never have to answer that question again, because it is definitively not a problem in just the United States, nor in Europe.
It just seems like there's an avalanche now. Why now? Why this timing?
Well, this is the way child sex abuse works. Most victims never come forward. In our country, and I don't mean clergy sexual abuse, I mean in general, it's about 9%. It's just now really in the last 40 to 50 years really being addressed. Laws are being put in place that are being applied. It's really about the rights of children, and maybe that's the last real campaign of civil rights around the world, is the rights of children.
We know the Catholic Church is powerful within the United States, but is it powerful here? I mean, because we hear that even fewer Europeans go to weekly Mass than American Catholics. Is that indicative of its shrinking power, or have you found its power elsewhere?
No, it has an enormous power here. The Catholic Church is not just a religious institution. It is a civic institution, and most importantly, it is a political institution. By the way, it's also an enormous financial institution. So its power is so far-reaching here, you cannot imagine.
There are some attorneys in the United States who think that by going through the court, they can reach the Vatican. The Vatican is a sovereign state. Are you confident that the courts, the civil courts, are the right way to go to get the Vatican to open up and tell you what it knows?
Reform has to happen inside and outside the church. There are people inside the church that have their job to do, and there's forces outside the church that have their job to do, and it's all about protecting children. What's so important about these civil cases that you're talking about is that it's finally framing the issue in the right way. People don't realize this is a government, and this government has a policy to leave child sex offenders and molesters in their employment that they have around the world, and then to conceal and transfer them. That policy of that government has harmed, we now know, hundreds of thousands potentially of children across the globe. So they have to be held accountable on a governmental level, and the nations of the world have to hold them accountable on a governmental level.
If the Pope does not address this issue this week, what does he risk?
I've worked with survivors for a long time. I'm a victim survivor myself of a priest from Wisconsin. To have your spiritual homeland ripped away from you as a child, and to be here at the center of my church, and to feel that ache and pain and that exile of wanting to return to my church, but not being able to fully return to it until my leader, my Pope, addresses what has been going on. If you were in St. Peter's today, you start thinking the influence this organization could have on the world, the influence they could have to protect children, to be a universal voice for children, and that potential is there, but it's not going to be there as long as these secrets keep destroying it.
Wasn't Jesus' message, you must protect the least among us?
You know, Jesus, in this story of Holy Week, when he's before the religious authorities, their explanation is one that I've heard from bishops and now cardinals, which was, they said, we know he's innocent. We know Jesus is innocent, but the group is going to be threatened. Our organization is going to be threatened if he continues to do what he's doing. So the choice is, what is one person compared to the survival of our group? And that has been used in every single one of these cases. What is one child to the survival of our institution? What is just one child in Superior, Wisconsin, or Milwaukee, Wisconsin, compared to the greatness of our faith to survive? And that's the exact same reasoning. It's not that hard to understand. It's real politics. It's been going on for a long time. And I hope as they keep telling the story, at some point, it'll reach the words they have been sending out are going to come back to them and reach them as well.
Peter, thank you very much.